Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people. How is it going on this Tuesday, fabulous morning? Welcome to the live episode of day 97 of Daily Motivations for African American Success. I don't know where my son is this morning, but y'all know how I do it. I just keep rocking. Guess I should check because I haven't checked to see. So y'all give me just a minute to make sure that he's all good over there. Well, nothing. So let's move on. All right. So daily motivations for African American success. I am Tammy Miller, better known to you as the butterfly. I'm going to brush it off this morning because guess what, y'all? I am prepared. I have if you've been rocking with me, you know that I have a bad copy of the book. So it's very difficult for me to read the back of the book and sometimes even the reading the daily passage, which I have not read today. So I guess I'm a little bit not prepared, but that's okay. I'm going to keep on moving on. Let's see who's in here with me. Miss Brenda Davis. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for rocking with me. So what I'm going to do really quick, and that may give Brandon a little bit of time to get in preparation for Friday, our 100th day. I want you guys to make sure that you go back and do a little, I'm going to say eat your Wheaties. Y'all remember that one? Make sure you eat your Wheaties as it relates to what we've been doing for the last, at that time, it will be 100 days. So we're going to be asking you some questions. And it may be like, let's see who knows this one. I may say one of our topics were fatal, and you finished the last word. Miss Brenda, would you know that one? Fatal. And another one could be waffle, and you guys give me the next word to that, right? It would have been fatal attraction, and the other one is Waffle House. And I don't remember what day those were, but those were some titles that I remember. And there's some more I remember, but I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give them away. We're going to also ask you to match. Maybe I'll have like 5 of our titles with 5 of the affirmations, and then ask you to at least give me one that matches, which ones go together for that day. So we're going to ask those questions and a few more. We're going to play some games, and there's going to be some monetary value to you getting the answers or answer correct. You can get them all correct, and it is the first person that comments with the right answer. Right? So the first person with the right answer. And I'll say this again tomorrow, and then our big day is Friday, and I'll say it again Thursday as well. So let's get right into it. For those who came to the barbecue this morning, daily motivations for African American success will help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead you to the achievement of y'all know I love this part, your true goals. In 365 short but powerful motivations, one for each day of the year, Dennis Kimbro, author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes, but also when to say no, and when to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans, such as, but certainly not limited to, Malcolm X, Marion Wright Edelman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowland, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement, but what it teaches you will last a lifetime, right? So each affirmation, and this is by Black Enterprise, each affirmation in this valuable and thought-provoking book takes only a few minutes to read, but it is worthy of more time for contemplation, right? And that is by Black Enterprises. So let's get into it. Let me get my information out there for you guys so you'll know where we're going today. Today is day 97. Our title for the day is The Largest Room. And y'all, let me get my light because I told you I got a bad book. So I need light, but it is all good. And I have not read this one, you guys. So you guys are going to have to help me along here. And I'm going to have to make sure that I start reading it. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get my affirmation out there as well because I'm playing it all today. All right. So thank you. My brother is out there. I see him. Good morning to you. And again, good morning to Miss Brenda. So the largest room is today's title. And our quote comes from Willie Williams, a Los Angeles police chief. Wow, Brandon should have been on today. So one way to make the world better is by improving yourself. I'll say that again. One way, I'd like to change that to the way to make the world better is by improving yourself. But for the sake of the book, it does say that's one way. So, and that's from Willie Williams, and he's Los Angeles police chief. What's the largest room in the world? Regardless of what others say, it's the room for improvement. Oh, I like that. So let's start again. What's the largest room in the world? Regardless of what others say, it is the room for improvement. There's always room for you and me to improve the quality of our lives. I like the tale of the wise professor who was so learned that he could teach whatever he chose: biology, history, or astronomy. One day he decided to motivate a young student by planning a canoe trip in the wilderness. He hoped to show him how meaningful education can be. Early one morning, they boarded a canoe. As they drifted downriver, a leaf fell into the stream, prompting the professor to ask, "Now, tell me, young man, do you understand the leaf?" The boy answered, "No." The wise old man said, "If you do not learn biology, you will miss out on one of life's potential joys." As the canoe rounded a bend, rocks that hovered above the water's edge revealed markings of Indians from days past. The professor said, "See those markings? Do you know which Indian tribe made them?" The boy said, "I don't know." "If you don't learn history," said the professor, with increased impatience, you'll miss out on much of life's enjoyment." Shortly after, darkness fell and stars began to appear. Looking up, the old man asked, "What star is that?" Once again, the boy shrugged his shoulders and said, "I don't know." "My son," the professor said, "if you don't understand biology, history, or astronomy, you'll miss out on life." Suddenly, they heard a loud roar and realized the canoe had hit a rock and was about to capsize. As they prepared for the worst, the student asked, "Professor, do you know how to swim?" The old man shook his head as the boy drove into the river and swam to safety. He yelled back, "Then you're missing out on life. Life will pay off on our terms if we constantly engage in self improvement." And today's affirmation that I'll read 3 times, one for me, one for you, and one for the people in the back. And I'm going to read it for Brandon, who's not in with me. How about that? I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. Again, I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. That was good, you guys. I thought it was going to go a different way. Well, I was taking it a different way, thinking, oh, boys, learn, learn, learn. But as it mentions on the back, your true goals, right? Your true goals. We can't We shouldn't be in everybody's or other people's business when it comes to learning what is for us. So you have to know your goals. This is just a repeat or a confirmation of what we've been going through this entire time. Um, and I love how it says the room for improvement, not just improvement, improvement for you. And that comes to knowing again who you are, whose you are. And I asked some questions yesterday. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And who are you doing it for? Right, you guys? So the largest room, one way to make the world better is by improving yourself. You remember the quote, be the change that you want to see in the world. But more importantly, in yourself. What changes do you know? What are your non-productive character qualities or characteristics? What are your productive ones? And I get that from the life language assessment. Probably the only assessment, I shouldn't say the only because I've not had all of them and I don't know. But this assessment, it doesn't tell you just how great you are. Yeah. And it doesn't tell you how bad you are in a bad way. But it says to you, these are the things that you, based on the answers, how you answered these questions, that you need to be more productive in, or you can be. These are the things that you need to grow, right? To grow from in some instances. Remember how we talked about with Brandon and Sella? And we are the very first life language. I'm very high now, very high, 97 contemplator. So I know what I had to learn was or is, and I continue to have to do that because if I don't, I continue to have to say, okay, Tammy, get out of your head. I would think about the decision that I thought about sometimes months and then sometimes still do nothing because I'm still thinking about another way, another solution. And what that's procrastination that kept me stuck. So what is it that you need to learn? What's the largest room in your house? Right? What's the large internally, not your home? What room is it, right, that you need to improve on? What things in you? Forgiveness, patience, reading more, learning more so that you can overcome those things. What is it? I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. So let's look at the young man because again, you all, I'm thinking, oh wow, he's teaching him to be a student of life. No, he's not. The professor. He's teaching him or trying to teach him how to be a student to everybody else and everything. Because truth be told, the boat turns over and guess what? He can't swim. Basic, basic things. And remember what we said, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. So here he is taking a young man out on this boat to school him. And he got schooled with just the basics. Just the basics. That's like a college professor or whatever, somebody really high. When things happen, most times they can't survive because it's just the common everyday skills sometimes that people miss out on. Because why? They think, I don't need to know that. I have a PhD. A PhD. I remember, oh wow, I just thought about this. Whew, I remember telling someone, I had a conversation with someone that about something that had kind of made me feel bad. And I'm going to tell you guys what it was about. It was about not finishing getting my degree. And I don't have very long, like a year, probably less. And I was in my feelings about not being able to apply for a job that, and this was recent, right? That well, per the person, he told me that it required an education, a degree in whatever, right? So I was in my feelings. You didn't go back, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, right? And in that same hour, you guys, God opened a door for me that I was not at, right? And it paid just a little bit less. The same first number, but not the second number, right? It paid just a little bit less. Within an hour, God opened a door for me. Is a much better opportunity, right? But I was in my feelings after all of the daily motivations for African American success that we had been through, after all of these years of transforming my life. And I'm saying that to say, you guys, it's not that we don't do this thinking that, or we should not do this thinking that the feelings are not going to come. The emotions, they're going to come. It is the ability to take control over that thought, over that feeling, to talk yourself out of the situation. If you were in a bad situation that you really needed to talk yourself out of, could you do it? Our thoughts and our emotions and our feelings are no different. They are the largest room in your house internally. They are the largest room in your house. And the only way, I'm going to say the only way to make the world better is by improving them. And by improving them, you're improving yourself. The farther out I get in this thing of transforming my life, y'all, everything changes. I want to say changing my life. Things that I didn't used to like. I was drinking orange juice because we mistakenly purchased orange juice with high pulp. Y'all, I would pour high pulp orange juice out. And I thought about this as I was drinking. I was like, this is pretty good. Squash. Never in my life. I'm eating things that I thought were terrible. Cherries, berries. Now, how? And I can't say that it's all because I've changed, but I'm seeing things change around me as I change. And I didn't see it instantly. Why? Because I had more things in the room that didn't belong there than I did out. So this will be short and sweet. So let me see if you guys, Mike and Brenda, you're out there. Let me know if you got some questions, because we're going to get ready to close it out. If not, I want to make sure I cover everything here. Suddenly they heard a loud roar and realized the canoe had hit a rock and was about to capsize. As they prepared for the worst, the student asked. Now I wondered, how did the professor start to prepare, knowing he did not know how to swim? I wonder. Professor, do you know how to swim? The old man shook his head. We can only interpret that he said no. He shook his head saying no. As the boy dove into the river and swam to safety, he yelled back. So apparently he didn't, because he had to yell back. Then you're missing out on life. So if you're not learning according to your school, be a student to your life, just to your life. Because if you learn how to do your life, then you give someone room to do their life. If you learn how to be true to your true goals, as it mentions on the back of the book, your true goals. Do you have goals? What does success look like to you? What's in your room? Miss Brenda says, always be open to learning. Don't think you know everything. That's right. And we mentioned a few days ago, the more, and I'll say for me, the more I learn, you guys, the more I realize how much more there is to learn. Right? So I'm with the young man. I mean, if somebody wants to do biology, history, I mean, really, that would be a bit much for me. And I'm a student to life. I love reading. I love learning. But there are things that I'm just not interested in. I'm just not. Period. And that's okay. That's okay. And it has to be okay with you. Wherever you are, accept where you are, but know that what you do today is the only thing that will change that thing tomorrow if you don't want it today? Those things that you don't want today that you accept, what will you do? What will you do to make it different tomorrow? Right? Because today was yesterday. If you bought the same things into today with no planned action, then guess what tomorrow is going to be? The same thing. The same thing. So be a student to your life and your true goals. And know that the largest room, know which one is the largest room. To me, what's your I think that's a two-sided coin now that I think about it. What's the thing that's keeping you from your journey? What's that thing that's keeping you from your journey? What's the thing that's pushing you toward your journey? Those are the largest room. This one says the largest room. Those are the largest rooms. And those are the ones that, as I mentioned, your non-productive character qualities and your productive character qualities. What does those rooms in your life look like? What are in those rooms that you need to clean out? What's in the room that you need to add to? It may be good, but sometimes even when it's good to take some things out and replace them with new thoughts, new attitudes, all of those things, guys. So that's all I have for today, Brandon. We're actually getting ready to get out of here. We missed you this morning, so
I missed y'all. I
yep.
missed y'all too.
So yep.
But I'll
So
catch up.
okay. So yep, that's all I have. You guys remember to study. As I mentioned, we're going to be giving some of those questions out as I did earlier. I don't want to give out any more. I will take some information from the back that we read every day. There will be a question from there, and I feel like everybody will know it. But also remember, you got to be quick with your hands because the prize will go to the first
Mm.
person that posts the right answer. Right. So Miss Brenda, Brother Mike, thank you guys for rocking and putting in those comments for me. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. So, what I will do, because we always do it, I'm going to read make sure I got everything out there. Our title for the day, The Largest Room, Day 97, The Largest Room. The quote came from Willie Williams, Los Angeles Police Chief. One way to make the world better is by improving yourself. One way, y'all know I changed it. The way to make the world better is by improving yourself. Willie Williams, Los Angeles Chief Police. And our affirmation for today, I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. And one more time for the people in the back. And I think I'm going to do it again for the people who are on the way. I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. I will concentrate on learning what I need to learn. You know your goals, then you know what you need to learn. Apply those actions. Brandon, did you want to share anything? Brandon?
Mario, can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Can you?
Yes, we can hear you.
I said, yeah, nothing to add. I'm gonna have to go back and look forward to seeing y'all now.
Okay. All right. But thank you for
Seeing y'all
rocking with
tomorrow.
us.
All
You
right.
guys, peace. I'm going to do the peace with my coffee. Have a great day.